How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to World Sport number 1. How are we all doing on this early Saturday morning here in the UK? Well, I usually do wrestling videos. Sometimes I do football. This is the football transfer show. We're talking about some transfers in around UK and Europe as well. Also going to talk about some free agents. Some footballers who've been released by their clubs, lots of them, and world famous footballers that are free agents at the moment. Wow. As you can see, I got a football shirt on, Olympiakos from Greece. There we go. Behind here, purple shirt, 2017-2018 season, Real Madrid away shirt, Galatasaray from the Turkish Super League. And then we've got over here, of course, world famous Barcelona shirt. I do collect European football shirts, just to let you know. Okay, let's get started, guys. We're going to have loads of different players. Hopefully you've heard of them all. I'll tell you all about them. Right, let's start then. Davy Klaassen. Right, used to play in Germany, in the Bundesliga. Okay, last season he was in Serie A with Inter Milan. And recently he has been released by Inter Milan. And he's going to be a free agent. So there we go. So when I say free agent, it means you don't have to pay for him. He's free. The player can move anytime during the window or afterwards. All you have to pay for is their salary and the wages. But if they're quite a good player, obviously that'll be a high wage, so costs quite a lot of money there. So Davy Klaassen, experienced player, good player, free agent there, leaving Inter Milan in Serie A. Okay, a bit of a transfer. Let's talk about this from Fulham to Chelsea. Tosin Adarabioyo, good player, central defender, quite a tall guy for Fulham last season. Well, his contract's finished, so it's a free transfer, and he's gone to Chelsea to bolster their defence there. Good stuff, good player last season, did well in the Premier League, so a good transfer there. Right, let's carry on. Let's talk about this next guy, Paulinho. Used to play for this team right here. Barcelona. Oh, yes. Well, it's a bit older now. I think it's about 35, 36. After leaving Barcelona, he went on to Brazil to play for Corinthians. Okay, but recently he's been released by Corinthians and he's a free agent. So, good player, Paulinho. So, very experienced as well. Been in La Liga, like I said. Been in Brazil as well for a couple of years. So, there you go, Paulinho. Some of the players on this list, guys, are quite amazing. How on earth are they free agents? I'm sure they won't be for long. We'll go through them all. Next player. Now, if you're a Manchester United fan, and you know Cristiano Ronaldo, back in the day, used to play for United, there was also another good player who used to be a winger, Portuguese, used to play for Manchester United, Nani. I'm pretty sure you've heard of him. He's been everywhere. Manchester United, had a bit of travels over there to America, Orlando City, and then he went on to Turkey. Last season, it was Adana Demirspor. So, 37 now. Nani, Portuguese player, fast winger, very experienced. 37, end of his career. Anyway, Adana Demirspor released him. His contract finished, so he's a free agent. So there we go. I wonder if Nani, where he's going to finish his career. Is he going to retire or carry on? 37. You never know. Look at Ronaldo. What was he, 38, 39? So there we go. Let's see where Nani goes next. Okay, back to UK. Newcastle, up there in the northeast. Jeff Hendrick. He's a Newcastle player. Okay, last season on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. Well, and then he's just come back to Newcastle, end of the season. Well, he's been released by Newcastle. He's a free agent as well. Good player, experienced player. Would do well in the Premier League or a Championship club. Centre midfielder, bit of a battler. Good centre midfielder, Jeff Hendrick. Let's see where he goes. Right, next player. Now this guy, been around Europe, quite a few different clubs as well. John Bostock. Right, I'll tell you all about him. John Bostock. He's been in France, Ligue 1 with Toulouse. He's been to Belgium as well. OH Leuven. Also Lens as well in France. And then more recently, last season, I think it's the last 2 seasons, he's been in UK League 2. He's been with Notts County. Yep, a good player, experienced player. been down there, helped them stay in League 2. But unfortunately, end of the season, either his contract's finished or released. So he's a free agent. John Bostock, good player there, centre midfielder, very experienced. Will do well in the EFL. Any EFL team will do. Always like someone like John Bostock. You always want an experienced player in your squad in the EFL. Knows what he's doing there and experienced and help your younger players out in the squad. So there we go. Next player. Let's go across here. If you're a Leeds fan, you'll remember this name. Back in the day, a couple of years ago, Kemar Roof. Well, he was at Leeds, of course. Good player, scored loads of goals. They went up there to Scotland, for Rangers. Been there for a couple of seasons now. Well, I just saw recently, he has been released. Or his contract's finished. Free agent, Kemar Roof. Now, good player, quite a fast player. Yeah, so lots of goals for you there. So let's see if a Scottish team or the Premier League or the Championship maybe, Championship club might go in for him there. Free agent, just got to pay for his salary. There we go, Kemar Roof. Right, next player. We've got a retirement. Most seasons, end of the season, you get retirements. Now this player, if you're Italian or you watch Italian football and Juventus, this guy, fantastic defender. Used to play for Italy in the World Cup, the Euros. He won for Juventus. Brilliant player. Leonardo Bonucci has retired from football. What a defender this guy was, wasn't he? Wow. Like I said, Juventus for many years. In his latter years, end of his career, he went to the Bundesliga, Union Berlin. And then last season, he was at Turkish Super League, Fenerbahce, one of the top clubs there. And this summer, he's retired from football. So all the best. What a defender. Leonardo Bonucci. Great for Italy in the Euros, World Cups. Brilliant player. So all the best on retirement there. Leonardo Bonucci. Next player then, free agent. This is unbelievable, guys. If you're a Man United fan, Arsenal fan, you'll probably remember this name. Alexis Sanchez. What a player he was, wasn't he? Well, so after the Premier League, he went to different clubs. Marseille in League 1 and Inter Milan in Serie A, back and forth on loan. Last season he was at Inter Milan. A couple of games, mainly a sub coming on. He's still a top player though. Of course, the left winger there. So Inter Milan released him, or his contract's finished. Free agent Alexis Sanchez. That is unbelievable, isn't it? Alexis Sanchez. Go and get him someone. Where's he going to go? Premier League? Or maybe Serie A again? Or in France, League 1. Team might come in for him there. High wages, I bet. Alexis Sanchez. Very high wages. Top player. Right. Next guy. Another Arsenal connection here, guys. Remember this guy at Arsenal? A winger. Nicolas Pepe. A couple of years ago, he used to play for Arsenal. Well, he went on to Nice in Ligue 1 in France. And then after that, last season, he was at Turkish Super League club Trabzonspor. Yep, winger there. Well, recently he's been released or contract's finished. Free agent, Nicolas Pepe. Now he's good for Arsenal. He used to hog the ball quite a lot, I remember. Good at, quite tricky kind of player, good at tricks. But wasn't quite good enough for not being offensive for Arsenal. So we moved him on. He went to France there, did very well. And then Trabzonspor as well. So good player, tricky winger there. Right winger, left-footed, of course. Nicolas Pepe. There we go. Ivory Coast player there. Right, next player. If you're a Bournemouth fan, a couple of years ago, you remember this player, centre forward. Now, on my old channel, last season, I did the transfer window show. Football transfer show, sorry, get my words out. And I said this is the weirdest transfer of the summer. Now this was really weird. I just thought it was odd. From Bournemouth to Fenerbahce in the Turkish Superliga, Joshua King. Now you must remember him if you're a Bournemouth fan or Premier League fan. Probably remember him, Joshua King. Used to play for Bournemouth, banging them in. Got quite a few goals. Well, for the last 2 seasons I think it is. He's been at Fenerbahce, one of the top clubs, of course, in Turkey, along with these here, the champions Galatasaray. Fenerbahce came second last season in the Turkish Super League. Well, he's been released, or his contract's finished. Now he's a free agent, Joshua King. So there we go. Let's see if another Turkish team goes for him, or he comes back to the UK. Premier League, Championship maybe. Wait and see. Josh King, good player. I remember him at Bournemouth. Yeah, so there we go. Right, now if you're a Spurs fan, you'll remember this name. Tricky player, winger on the right wing. Eric Lamela, good player for Spurs a couple of seasons ago. He's been in Spain, Sevilla, last couple of seasons. Played really well as well for them over there in La Liga. Well, he's been released, or his contract's finished. Free agent Eric Lamela. Now, this guy's definitely going somewhere. Is he going to come back to England, maybe? A Premier League team? Or is he going to go to another club in Spain? Are they going to come in and sign Eric Lamela? Good player there. So, if you're a Spurs fan, you remember that name. Okay, next guy. Going down the list here. Back to France, Ligue 1. Monaco, really good. Little guy. Wissam Ben Yedder. Now, good player. Centre forward for Monaco. Scored loads of goals. He's been there for quite a few seasons now. Anyway, not sure his contract's finished or he's been released by Monaco. Free agent. Now, this guy will definitely get snapped up somewhere. Probably in France. I'm sure a French club might go for him. So, free agent, Wissam Ben Yedder. Good player. Good little player. 5'7" he is. But a really good player there. So, let's see if a French team comes in from there over the summer. Right, got another transfer. This guy, if you're a Bournemouth fan, I mentioned Bournemouth a lot on this video. Last season, you might remember a player on loan from Getafe. Enes Unal. Now, he's a good player. Been in Spain for quite a few years. I think he was at Villarreal as well. Sure he was. And Getafe, well, last season, he was on loan at Bournemouth in the Premier League. And he got a couple of goals. I think it was about 3. End of the season, he got a couple of goals. Usually a substitute and came on. But anyway, they've actually signed him now. Not on loan. So they've bought him for, Bournemouth have, £16.5 million. Enes Unal. So he'll be in the Premier League next season for Bournemouth. Good signing. Good player in Spain. Let's see if he can do it in the Premier League. Right, next player. World famous player. Getting a bit older now. Jerome Boateng. Now, if you know Bayern Munich, every season they have a good squad and a good team. Now, if you remember back in the day, central defence, well, it was very good at Bayern Munich. It used to be Jerome Boateng. He was there. So he left there quite a few seasons ago, though. Now, a couple of years he's been in Serie A with Salernitana. Unfortunately, they got relegated last season. The season just gone. So his contract's finished or released by Salernitana. And he's a free transfer. He's got on his way to Austria. To Lask in Austria. Lask. So there we go. Jerome Boateng on his way to Austria. The Austrian league there. Good stuff. Good player. Couple of years ago. Maybe a bit slower now, obviously. When you get up in age. Right, this next player, world famous. If you're from Holland or Netherlands or Dutch, you will know this player because he's one of the most famous players the last couple of years from the Netherlands. Atletico Madrid player, Memphis Depay. What a good player this is. Very experienced. Usually plays for Netherlands most games. Well, this is a bit of a shocker, guys. I'm not sure his contract's finished or released. Free agent, Memphis Depay. Now, surely he's going to go somewhere. He could go to Turkey, somewhere in Spain. Maybe the Premier League might look at him. Good player. Memphis Depay, so experienced. Played for Netherlands a lot. Atletico Madrid for the last couple of seasons. Mainly as a sub coming on. But he could play on the left wing, centre forward. Good player. Memphis Depay, free agent there. Right, back to the Premier League. West Ham fans. You probably remember this guy last season. Central defender, Ogbonna. Yeah, good player. Of course, they've got quite a few West Ham central defenders. They've got Kurt Zuma, haven't they, as well? Yeah. Trying to think of some more there. Anyway, released or contract finished. Ogbonna, free agent. He's left West Ham. So I'm not sure. He's Italian. Is he going to go back to Italy, to Serie A, or is a Premier League team going to come in for Ogbonna? Good big guy. Solid defender there. We'll wait and see. Was at West Ham for quite a few seasons there. Next one, bit of a shocker. Newly promoted Southampton. They have released or got rid of a player. Stuart Armstrong. Scottish guy, Scottish player. Really good, experienced player. Released or contract finished. Free agent. Wow, Stuart Armstrong will be great in the Premier League. Any Championship club as well. That'll be good. He's really experienced. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked by this one because I thought it'd be really good for Southampton. A bit of experience in there for the younger guys. But no, he's gone. I've just seen that there. So Stuart Armstrong, free agent. Let's see if a Premier League team buys him or somewhere in the Championship. Let's see where he ends up next season. Right, next player. If you're a Chelsea fan or a Barcelona fan, you'll know this next guy. Marcos Alonso, left back for Chelsea and Barcelona. Of course, back in the day, I meant a couple of years ago at Chelsea. Now he's was at Barcelona last season. Well, he didn't get many games though, mainly a sub. He's contract finished or released by Barcelona. Free agent, Marcos Alonso. Very good up and down the left wing there. Good left foot, good at crossing, whipping him in there. Marcos Alonso. Let's see if someone in the Premier League or La Liga snaps up. Free agent, Marcos Alonso there. Right, let's just finish off here. Two left guys, nearly done. Andreas Weimann. Now, if you watched EFL, the Championship, Bristol City was there for years. Austrian player, playmaker, midfield, good player as well. Bristol City, last season he was at West Brom, and again, I'm not sure his contract's finished or released by West Brom. Free agent, May the 31st, free agent, Andreas Weimann. The Premier League, anywhere in the Championship, will snap this guy up because he's really good. Or is he going to go back to Austria, to an Austrian team there? Andreas Weimann. If you watch Bristol City, you'll know exactly who he is because he was there for quite a few seasons, quite a few goals as well. Right, last player. It's a bit of a flashback going back in the day. Right, he started at Everton, this guy, a youngster. The next big thing, they said. Jack Rodwell. I'm not sure if you remember him or know who he is. I'll tell you all about him now. Started at Everton, a youngster. It did really well, but then didn't quite work out. He's been around a lot of teams in the UK. Blackburn Rovers, Sunderland, Sheffield United as well. Didn't work at any of them. Didn't quite work out. So recently he's been to Australia. Bit of a change of scenery there. Trying Sydney FC. He's been playing there. And unfortunately, May the 22nd, he got released or his contract finished. Free agent, Jack Rodwell. Bit of a blast from the past there. Quite a famous footballer in the UK who never quite made it. Lots of different clubs, but every club didn't quite make it. Wasn't quite good enough. No offence, but Jack Rodwell, if you're an Everton fan or Sunderland fan, you'll know exactly who he is. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Loads of transfers, free agents. Can you believe some of the names on there? Just go and buy them. Obviously, you have to pay quite a lot for the salary, but free agents. That is amazing. Memphis Depay, Alexis, Sanchez. Wow, unbelievable. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button if you're new and you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.